Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm so glad you guys are watching. Thank you so much for all the support I've been receiving over this last week. I made this channel a week ago and already I've gained over 1,000 views. If we actually look at my channel, you can see we have almost 40 subscribers. So thank you guys so much. And around 1,400 views on just 2 videos, which is pretty cool. So I appreciate all the support, all the comments. I see you guys, I reply. Um, if you guys want to reach out or check out my other socials, here's my website as well. And my Twitter and GitHub is on the website, link in the description. But yeah, just appreciate the support. Sorry for the lack of uploads as well. I know it's been like 4 or 5 days at this point. Really just work and school and life coming up. The economy's been really bad, so just trying to survive. And but I'll keep trying to push out content for you guys. So anyways, let's get into the video. So I know you guys read the title, and today we're going to be going over data structures and algorithms. Now, I'm not actually going to rant about all the data structures and algorithms. What I decided to do instead was actually write a little booklet for you guys. And I'm not a professional. I'm not like, I don't have a PhD in computer science. So, if something's incorrect in here or if, something is not 100% accurate or you think it could be improved, just let me know or make a pull request because this entire book is open source. But I'll walk you through what it looks like and everything. And yeah, I coded this like on the weekend when I was off work, and I thought it would just be a good way to learn about data structures and algorithms for myself, and also just give you guys a little, you know, cheat sheet or quick reference if you guys want. So, yeah, let me go ahead and load up the script locally. So I wrote myself this little script, and here we go. So, here's the book. It's about 14 chapters or 13, 14 chapters. So not that much, not very long. Um, I kind of wrote it in a way where, you can just read it and it has general information. Here's all the data structures and algorithms. I can always add more as well, but these are like the most common, popular, foundational ones. The book is written in a way where I kind of assume that you have some knowledge of programming. So you don't have to be professional or anything, obviously, but sorry, as long as you have some general knowledge and can like read code and understand, the basics of computer science. If you ever took an intro to computer science course, it's kind of like most of that stuff in there. If you don't have any experience though, it's cool. I tried my best to explain everything at a high level. I use Rust throughout the book just because that's what I've been learning now. Unless I'm doing web stuff, I try not to write too much like JavaScript. Not because it's like a bad language. I mean, well, it does have its, quirks. Every language does, but I've just written it so much over the years that I'm really trying to explore new things. So I just decided to use Rust for this language. I'm sorry for this book. And also, I just find that a typed language is a little bit better to show data structures because you actually use the correct data structures for that algorithm. Whereas like JavaScript or like Python, they're kind of dynamic. So, it's just a little weird. But yeah, so this is just Rust setup if you guys want. And here I go over big O notation. We have constant time and linear time, and I give an example about it. You know, um, imagine you're searching through a book. You're searching for a book in a single line of books. You have to check each one. The time to find your book increases directly with the number of books. So that's just talking about, you know, the more books you have, the more time it's going to take to find something, which makes sense, right? If you have one, two, three, four, 5 elements, then you have to, and you're trying to find 30, well, you have to search until you find 30, which actually, the cool thing about this and like data structures in general is that it's actually everywhere in programming, whether you realize it or not. And if you're like me and someone who's like self-taught first, this kind of stuff you don't really have to understand to get into programming, but it's helpful to understand because this is the same way like SQL works, right? Like if you write a normal SQL query, your database will go row by row, and that's like, an O of N. And the more records you have, the longer it's going to take to find things, which is why they say use indexes and, you know, use filters and stuff like that. So it's really cool once you understand how this stuff works. I mean, the math is kind of boring to me personally. I'm not that into like, the theoretical side of programming as much. I like, actually building and creating things that are usable. But everything has its place. So anyways, though, yeah, just you guys can go through these chapters. The book is completely free. Here's the GitHub repository. Um, it's written mostly in Markdown, but the languages are just like, config files, and then I have a JavaScript script in here, which I'll show you guys in a second. Um, but yeah, and then at the end of this, I have, a few project ideas that I kind of thought of that would be useful to use some of the data structures I talked about in this course. Sorry, book. So yeah, you guys can check that out if you want. And then last, I just have a contact page for anyone reading this. Um, so yeah, this is pretty much the book. I'll walk you guys through the code real quick. So it's using MD book. Um, which I can pull it up real quick. So MD book is a Rust crate, which is actually um officially like made from the Rust team, and it basically turns Markdown into HTML files, and then you can serve them statically. So I like it. It's really simple. It looks clean, and it's super easy to make documentation or some kind of website. It's similar to Docusaurus that Facebook made, but it's just personally, it's more minimal. Personally, in my opinion, it's more minimal and it looks a little cleaner. Docusaurus can be really nice because it has React, so it's easy to customize. Really nice. It's way more customizable than this, but I like the default look of this out of the box. Um, so yeah, but let's go over the code real quick and then I'll end the video. I won't take up you guys' time too long. um, but yeah, so I have this just file which just kind of runs everything in the book. It's kind of like a make file basically. And then the actual code for like the book itself is in this book directory. And then you can see we have this book.toml and then the source. And yeah, here's just all the markdown. Here's all the chapters and then all the lessons in here, right? Pretty simple. Next I have this docs directory, which let me actually zoom in so you guys can see this a little bit. So next I have this doc directory, which is literally just all the build file output. The reason I named it docs is because I'm hosting this for free on GitHub Pages, and GitHub Pages either requires you to have the HTML in the root of your project or in a docs directory. I wish you can customize this in your like settings of your project, but you can't to my knowledge. Um, and I tried to use a npm package called like GitHub Pages that basically programmatically uploads your files, but it kind of wasn't working. So I just decided to, use this out route. So I just tell MDBook when it builds to wait, I think the build config is actually in the toml. Yeah, when it builds, I just tell it to output all the builds to docs, and then when I push my code to GitHub, it automatically builds. So that's how that works. And then lastly, I wanted to add some analytics to the site. So just so I can like see how many viewers and stuff like that, just for fun, whatever. Just to see how many page views it gets. But I couldn't. So the analytics is just a JavaScript like script tag, right? And so I was like, well, how can I get it in my build file? And I was just gonna like copy and paste it into my HTML, but then I was like, what if I update my site? So as any programmer would do, you write a script. And so I have this JavaScript script which uses Cheerio, and we basically grab. So you can see in the make file that we built the book first, right? Oops. So after the book is built, then we run this npm run inject analytics, and it runs this script, and we basically find the index.html file, and we inject this script tag, which is from the analytics service that I'm using, which is Beam Analytics. They have a pretty generous free tier as of recording. It's like 100,000, I think, events per month or something, which is really cool. I mean, you know, I have like 100 viewers, so I doubt I'll be using that limit anytime soon. But yeah, the script is pretty simple though. We just check if we have permission to access the file. We pretty much always should, but just in case, why not? And then we use Cheerio. We get the HTML, we load it into Cheerio, and then we basically just inject this script tag and write it into the head of the HTML, so we, where the other scripts are. And then we write the new HTML to the same file, and we're done. So that's pretty much how that works. I think it's pretty helpful because it pretty much just automates things for me, and makes sure that anytime I update this project, I always have my analytics inside of the new code. So yeah, but you guys feel free to do whatever you want to this book. If you want to add any, more pages, or if you want to fix a mistake or anything, just make a PR. But hopefully this is helpful to you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. And yeah, more content coming soon. Subscribe. Love you guys. Peace.